After the large infrastructure expansion outside of St Bourneville-on-the-Tees, we ended up with the start of an idea of an entertainment area. This city's crying out for a stadium and also a way for all the visiting fans to get in and out of the area without causing unnecessary traffic. So we've got some big plans for today. If you're looking forward to today's video, then put a sports emoji in the comments below and then grab a cup of tea. Sit back and relax as we dive into Kettlewick. Hello everybody, welcome back. Glad to have you with me today. I'm glad to be here recording again because I've had a week's holiday in Holland, which I may sort of talk about a little bit later on in the video, but we're diving into Kettlewick today. And this is the area that we were left with after the last episode. So we put the Ice Flake Arena down here. We've got the train terminal plaza from the City Stations pack. And we want to expand this area. We're going to have more than just the Ice Flake Arena here because we've got lots of space. And we really want to make use of the infrastructure that we have in place already. So we sort of take an overview of what's happening here. So we've got this big motorway that comes in and out of the city. It connects to this sort of ring road, connects to the main road. So driving to get into here is not a problem. We also have this train station here. So I'm using the Better Transit mod by Guns N' Roses. Correctly pronouncing your name now. I'm sorry I didn't do that last time. And as you can see, we've got lots of options for getting in and out. So I think this is the external bus line, that's going through here. So we could even have a bus stop there, but I'm thinking of concentrating on the other ones that we've got going. So let's just toggle these on and off. So we have our train lines. We've got two of them that come in and out of the city from various directions. I think that one actually goes through to down here, down to Willow End, Cupton Bluff, and then this one goes all the way up to the main part of our city. So lots of ways for people to get in and out, and then once they get there, we know we have our tram. So let's just jump onto the tram. This is the only tram in the whole of Kettlewick, which at the minute just runs around the initial outside of St Bourneville by the Tees. I'm thinking of leaving this green line tram here. By the way, the mod maker has now added all the names for the different things in here, which is good. That was missing when I showcased this mod in the last traffic fix, so thank you for updating that. And also, by the way, I'm still getting over a cold. It's a different cold from last time. I've had a holiday in between. I got a new cold. Hooray! Anyway, I'm thinking of leaving this tram to run around here, and this will extend either into a complete circle or it's going to end up going over to the other side of the river. So we'll see about that. But then we could have a direct tram. So from the train station where that comes in, there's also a subway here. This tram could come up here and down this road and into our tram terminal plaza and then go back again and have that as a direct route. And we've got options here for bringing that out into other places when we expand as well. As mentioned, we do have a subway here that comes in. It's underneath here, but it isn't connected up. So we've got the tube that runs around inside Kettlewick. If we just go page down, there is a tube already put in here. I think we had problems with the lines and I haven't reconnected that up. But that can connect up to a subway that we've added to this tram terminal. It was one of the upgrades. So we can get that hooked up as well. Lots of things to do. I do also have some other ideas of what we're going to add into here. Entertainment stuff as well as some residential stuff. We've also got these country roads that come sort of through out here, and we could definitely connect off of there. Yeah, we're going to need a lot of parking for the arenas and things that we've got going in here. So lots of work to do. Just before we're going to dive into that, I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room that's been staring us in the face for a few episodes. So for those of you that regularly follow the series, you know we've had a problem with some surfaces becoming like this, and it's happened in all sorts of different places. And I've got to be honest, at one point it really got me down because it wasn't just the farm fields, it was things like this, which I mean, you know, there's the lost time of redoing it, but if I could just delete these surfaces, and I can't. So Better Bulldozer wouldn't do it, Move It wouldn't do it. The alpha version of Move It would select these weird grey surfaces, but then the game would just crash. So there was all of that problem. So we've got that one there, and the game just crashed. Hooray! Well, that'll teach me to add new assets to my game. Anyway, yeah, and here was the other issue. We've got all of this problem here. So there is also a load of grey surfaces like hidden under some of these, although these really big problem ones were not able to be hidden, and that was the issue. I've got some that I've just sort of covered in trees, I think, if I remember, in a couple of places. Anyway, let me show you what the fix is, and then off camera, as I see them, I'm going to get rid of them. So the mod that does actually work in removing these is the bulk delete mod by, sorry, that's radius delete by Guns N' Roses, a name you will recognize. We've got this little option here, radius delete. We'll add that on and it gives you a circle, and as you can see it will delete things in an area. So we can turn off all of those and say I just want to delete trees here, and it will delete trees for me. That is how it works. You can change the size of the brush, so we're going to make this as small as possible, and we're going to select surfaces, and for some reason it will select and delete those problem surfaces. It will do other ones as well, which I'm not going to do, but that means that if we come over to an area like this, now I know there would have been some surfaces in this build that would have been fine, but it means I can just delete the nasty, horrible, ridiculous looking, there we go, surfaces that I don't know quite what happened and why they appeared. Would be nicer if you could make this a little bit smaller, but so far I've been okay with, yeah, I'm going to leave those ones there. I've been okay with using it at 5, and this was the other one. I think some of these are sort of separate surfaces as well. Let's be careful. Yeah, sometimes it's sort of overlapping and touching other surfaces that are outside the area for some reason, but overall, I mean, I'm just glad that I can get rid of these nasty surfaces and redo them myself. So let's get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. There's also a few places where surfaces have just been replaced by other things for absolutely no reason. Like this one through here, didn't look like that at all. I don't know why. But anyway, so at least now I know I can get rid of it, and then when I've got the time and the patience, I'll go through and replace them. I want to just find, there was one other large one that I had hidden by trees somewhere. Yeah, here it is, over by the River Tees, and there is one underneath here. You can just about see it. I've done so well at hiding it with trees. It's, yeah, and he pokes out here and there. But yeah, as I spot these, I'll get rid of them, and I'm just pleased to know that that can be done. Right, let's get back to our build over here, and I want to start, I think, by upgrading this large road coming down here, because this is going to be one of the main ways for cars to come in, and because we've got trams that are on this 4-lane road, they take the middle section. We only get one lane either side, which isn't great. So I think we're going to go for a large 6-lane divided road, which, if we turn this one off here, is going to give, yeah, trams down the middle, and then we get the extra driving lanes as well, and this will become a big through road down here. There we go, and then eventually this will head out somewhere else into the rest of our city, possibly over the bridge, over the water as well. That was an autosave. I thought it was going to be a crash. I'm going to have a sip of tea in celebration. And then we're also going to look at getting this road connected up, but I'd like to get a few more parking areas set up over here first of all, and then we can hook into those. Okay, plenty of parking there. We can add some other stadiums and things around that as well. I don't want cars coming in from this side driving up there. We're keeping it here with this one-way in, and then that's a two-way in up to this area. But we definitely want some options for pedestrians to come in and out. Oh, there we go. One new pedestrian street. So I'm just wondering whether we could just literally bring that straight up the side there. Oh, let's keep that as a straight piece of road, straight into there. And then we could also do that on the other side as well. Maybe straight out of this one into here would be okay. I'm just trying to sort of line that up a bit. Let's turn off the snapping. Thank you very much. There we go. Maybe into there. And we can do a little bit of decorating on that road as well. So there's definitely walkability from the trams and all of this area. And that looks a little bit hawky-walky there. Do you know what would fix that? A roundabout, I think, would look very nice, and I'm also thinking maybe one on the other end as well. Brilliant. Okay, so while we're sorting out our networks, let's get our tube connected up, our subway. Oh, so many options in here. Let's find the one that we want. We want the one that comes with the base game. There we go. That'll be this one. And then I'm just going to make sure that that is hooked up to the rest of the city. So where am I going? Sort of over here somewhere. There we go, brilliant. So then we can have our shuttle going backwards and forwards from there. So let's set that up now while we think of it. So we'll go from there, and then we'll go into, whoa, zoomed in way too far. We'll go into there, And then we'll just go back again. And we've got some other options there if we need to send this to other places around the city. Excellent. Route completed. So let's then dive into our tram as we're here and get our tram route. Now this is a whole nother thing, all sorts of tram routes. Wow, that's very shiny going on here, which we could send to various points. But I'm thinking just for now, let's just take this one tram line. Oh, it goes around the back. I see. We'll take that one tram line there. And I'm hoping if we just hook that up down here, it's going to take the route that I want. Just wondering whether, yeah, we're going to stop there. Shall we go into here as well to loop back? I think that might be a good idea. Why not? And then we're going to bypass all of that. It is going the way that I want it. Excellent. And then we can bring that in and finish it on there. So we have road, we have tram, we have subway. We've got all the different ways that we need to get in. So let's continue expanding this and see what other items we can add alongside Ice Flake Arena. What does that actually... Oh, no vehicles for the trams. Let's maybe have a look at that first. This is our tram. Ah, okay. I bet it's sending out far too many trams for tram line 2. So it's got 4. If I do 2, is that going to be okay? I mean, I saw you sending out 2, so I don't see why that's a problem. Okay, maybe you've sent out 2 because you've split it between the other thing. Can I upgrade that? Extra 5 vehicles. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It did a bit of dancing there. You saw that, didn't you? I did 2. I still think 2 is going to be enough. Huh. Oh, it's the subway that's running out of vehicles. Ooh, okay. I think that only needs 1. Game disagrees, but I agree. We're going to make that 3, and that is plenty. Excellent. There we go. Very good. Right. Okay. Let's get back to what we were looking at before. What other buildings could we add into here? So one that I've definitely got my eye on is the Shard Arena, which is an esports venue, as you can read on there. All sorts of entertainment, attractiveness, well-being, all sorts of values that are added to the city. I'm thinking of adding that to the other side of this car park here, but with a little bit of a setback road. So maybe let's just go for a normal 2-way, 2-lane road for now, and then we can see what we might want to do with that, because I just want to give myself some room for decorating and such outside of here, but still with access to the car park. Yeah, so I think that'll be good. We've got a bit of a road that's in the way at the back. Let's just delete that. And then we'll just take a step back and see how that looks as a complex. Yeah, that's good. So what I'm thinking is that we could get some shops in that little bit of a gap out the front there. But that's looking good. But I want to add some more. And we're going to try out the Tammela Stadium. I think I'm pronouncing that right. You can read all the information in there, but it is in Finland and it's their first hybrid football arena. So it's got living, it's got commercial, and of course it's got the stadium that's built into there as well. And that's made by DM Skopje. So I want to try and get that one at the back corner over here. So if I put it that way, no, put it this way, turn the snapping off. Okay, you're going to spin around anyway. I was just trying to get it angled over here. There we go. So we can have a little look at the stadium, but also it's looking out over some lovely rivers and all that sort of thing. So this is the housing areas that we've got down here, which are all recolorable, I believe. We've got ticket, first aid, lost and found. And then we've got, yeah, more living accommodation and stuff over there. So we can get that all hooked up. And we definitely want some nice big pedestrian roads around this one. Right, that's what we've got going on so far. This little space down the middle here, I did mention I'd like to maybe add some hotels, commercial shopping, that sort of thing. So I'm just looking at what EU hotels are available. And we've got this one, which I think looks quite good. I don't like the colour scheme that comes up with that, but I'm just thinking, could we maybe sort of get a couple of these in here together? Yeah, I've been watching Infrastructurist doing the sort of thing that he likes to do, and I think it's a great idea. And we can sort of use Move It to move these around, get the colour to match and that sort of thing. So if we do that and then paste, yeah, like so, and then with a bit of Move It, I mean, actually, how I've just got that like that looks quite good. And out the back, it's okay. It looks like one big building. And in fact, I'm thinking we might even add a third. How far back can I go from the road and it still connect? Actually, I can go all the way back to there. Let's turn the snapping on to get it there. And then go like that. Is that overlapping at the back? No. Oh, I'm liking the look at that. One big hotel there. And then maybe we could do something with one of the other ones. This one is too big. That's too small. This one might actually work well for a sort of small little hotel that we could pop here. Again, trying to get some angles going just to add some interest. I mean, that looks like an interesting little complex, doesn't it, as well? I'm liking that. And maybe we'll just sort of do something with the colours. So what I'm thinking is, yeah, that one there, if we take and apply to that. Yeah, and then that one there, we take and apply to that. That actually looks quite nifty, doesn't it? So you'd come and stay there, and the noise from this isn't too bad during the night, and you're far enough away from the stadium, but you're just going to put up with that because you obviously booked the hotel that's right by here. So that's what you're expecting, obviously. What about some shops and things as well? This little section here, I think we could I don't know actually, because that's going to be all the traffic for the parking coming in and out. Maybe let's have a look around here. This little section here actually could be quite good for some shops. Let's have a look at some of the unique buildings. One that's caught my eye is the Sunset Brewery. Let's turn off the snapping on there. I think if we sort of add that over into that side, and then I would like to add a pub as well. Can I just search up pub in here? No. Aha! This is what I'm looking for. Something like this as well. The larger... I think which one of these is the biggest one. Yeah, this is the one I'm looking for. Imokandi pub and restaurant as well. So we can sort of add that up over here. That'll be good. So we've got those two. Maybe a little something over here as well. I think this fits in well. The sports bar, another unique building. So I'm going to pop that one up against here. I'm just going to do a little bit of manoeuvring around a bit. That one in there. Excellent. And then we can try and get all of these hooked up as well. And just to finish that off, something a bit like that. I'm thinking actually about changing these side pieces to pedestrian. Oh, shame we can't just put a path there. It has to be a pedestrian road, doesn't it? But yeah, let's downgrade these or upgrade these, however you view it, to pedestrian. Oh, can you not be put up against these? Oh, darn it. Okay, well, I guess we're not doing that then. Yeah, we'll go with that. And then we've got some options there for some decorating as well as we move along. So that'll be good. Let's just give that a little bit of space to breathe. Maybe there. Just angle that a bit, move that back, and let's move that one back as well. We can do some surface work and parks and things. So you've got places to eat and drink over there. I do still think we need a few shops in. So maybe this little section here, right opposite where you might come in on your tram or subway, would be a good spot for some shops. And I'm wondering whether we could fit this farmer's market in here. Let's just see if we can squeeze that in without causing too many issues. It might be that we need to just maneuver things around over here, hopefully without the game crashing. There we go. I think that will be an excellent addition because the people that are going to be living here as we expand over here would come over here to visit it as well. And I just think it looks fantastic. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. And just look at all the details that are in here. Yeah, look, all sorts of shopping and stuff going on in there. Somewhere to eat and drink as well. Oh, I'm really liking it. I'm really liking it. And the trams are heading out as well. Let's maybe... I'm just going to change the colour on these lines here for the tram. Yeah, I think that's a little bit more interesting. Very good, very good. And I'm thinking just to fill this little space here, we're going to use the Community City Park on the end of a little roundabout area like that, which it should connect to. Maybe we just need another couple of little roads to come along there. I thought that was going to be okay, but we'll use our little alley. We'll just run a road right across there, and I hope that doesn't cause any problems. Yep, it caused problems. Okay, we'll fix this. That's how it's going to be fixed. We're not going to have the roundabout in there. It really wasn't going to be working, was it? So let's just bring that road up into there. And then we'll just bring that right up against there. Yep, that'll be fine. Excellent. There we go. And we've got some space for some decorating, maybe some more parks and things like that. I am liking how this has turned out. So I feel like I need a big decorating spell, because quite often I'll try and leave it to the end of the episode and then run out of time. So I'm going to do it now. Right, let's take a little look around, see what we've been doing here. So I've added lots of trees and bushes and paths, and as much as I can to make it seem like a nice, comfortable place that you want to come, that you can walk around while you're waiting for the sporting event to start. You've got somewhere you can shop along the back here, a few little small shops that you can visit, that you come out from the tram centre. And yeah, I think this market fits in here really, really well. I think that's going to be a nice focal point as well once we start expanding the area. A couple of little parks here. We've used the manicured grass all over the place as well. And then picking out this little herringbone that one of the little pocket parks gave to me, which I really like. So I've used that as sort of a spot of colour in a few places with our little parks and things we've got as well. And we can see we've got people walking around and using all that area. We've still got some space around here that we can build on and expand. I'm thinking this down here is going to be some sort of residential complex, but we'll leave that for now. But I'm really pleased with the way this has turned out. But we've caused some traffic backups over here by adding in this little roundabout where people are wanting to go in and out. What is actually the hold up? It's this roundabout down here rather than that roundabout up there. And I'm assuming these people are heading off into the city. Yeah, it's not too much of a problem there. Why is this such an issue? We've got a lot of people coming up here now. And I'm just wondering whether we do have this here. Whether we could add a teeny tiny, just a little bypass around this roundabout, which might be able to help. So I'm going to grab the network tools and I'm going to add a node in right there, because then we're going to pick a pick of this road. Let's take that off of surfaces. There we go. Excellent. Pick a pick of that road. And I want the 3-lane version. So we're going to upgrade that. I want the extra road. Why is it going so freaky deaky? That is a little bit weird. Oh, no, I don't want that one, do I? I want the 3-lane 2-way. That's the one I want. That's why it's freaky deaky. I was picking the wrong thing. It was completely my fault. And then what I'm thinking we could possibly do, hopefully, is bring that out from here. And I'm just hoping that that is going to be enough of a difference that they will just take that instead of going through the roundabout. Let's just speed things up a minute. Yeah, we can see them thinking about it. Some of them are doing it. Some of them aren't doing it. They are. Excellent. So that should keep all of this going a little bit quicker, which should then free up the traffic on what is a very teeny tiny roundabout. Let's keep an eye on that traffic to the left in the distance there. Yep, there we go. Excellent. So quite often when you're fixing traffic, I mean, just a little bit of a tip, if you haven't picked it up already from all of my videos, is to see where the problem is and keep the traffic flowing, because even the little hawky-balky lane switching that was going on up here doesn't really matter if all the traffic is moving. So yeah, I like that little bypass there. Nice little bit of extra road infrastructure. All is all good. Got people crossing up there. This isn't too busy, although, whoop, that's an autosave. I am thinking again about popping in a teeny tiny bypass. I'm just wondering where everybody's going on this road. If we do that, I mean, most people are just going straight up anyway, and it's still moving. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that as it goes. We'll keep an eye on it. Right, so let's take a look at the other options that we put in here for travel. So let's just take a look at our tram. Oh, we've got people living here as well. Tram Terminal Plaza. What is this? Just all the people that are waiting? Maybe residents? What? Tram have enough capacity for centre. Some of the hall passengers are eating, relaxing while they wait for their trams. Why do I have people living at my tram terminal plaza? That does seem a little bit odd. There's no like underground flats or anything. Might have to just report that. That might be a little bit odd. But anyway, we've got our tram that's come in. So let's have a look at the line and see how it's going. Tram line 2. 18% line usage. Got quite a few passengers. So can't complain about that. Let's pop underneath and see if we've got our subway coming along, and then we can grab that and see what they have to say for themselves. Yeah, I'm just following the subway along now. I mean, I'm not sure whether we could just add another vehicle on there. It does take a long time to go backwards and forwards. Hopefully we've got enough to deal with that. If we have another one appear somewhere, that would be good. No, we don't have enough vehicles. I think that's the not enough vehicles thing there that I can't see. Come out of that view. Yes, it is. Could we upgrade our subway depot to help with that? Where is our subway depot? It's been such a time since I placed it. Let me find it. Aha, here it is, all the way up by the airport. I'm just wondering whether we could upgrade this. What options have we got? Capacity for more subway trains, so that's like a whole nother line. Extra through tracks and maintenance hall. Could I squeeze some of these in on the side? Let me see what I can do. Oh, please turn off snapping. Thank you kindly. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully that's all right. That sent out another one. Let's see what line that is in. At subway line 4. That is exactly what we want. Excellent. So the thinking behind that is it's going all the way from down here to all the way up here to our large bus station. And I'm just thinking that the distance, and it goes through here, of course, on the way, the distance it's traveling, I think 2 would be much more helpfuler. Yes. That is a word. Now, to do a little something with this area, there's a couple of buildings I'd like to try. So we've got the Brunswick corner building, neo-Gothic, and I know it's got a corner on there, which is fine because they're going to have an amazing outlook on the park. It's far enough away from the stadium that, I mean, you're going to hear the stadium across the city anyway, but I'm thinking of having this up here with some housing as well, which we'll get to. So let's maybe just bring... Okay, I've got the wrong one on. Let's maybe just bring that one up and add... I mean, if we sort of went like that... I'm just trying to add a little bit of interest on the shape of things. That's not going to give us much room, is it? No, maybe let's not go quite so... All right, please let me delete. Thank you very much. That's not quite so crazy on the old road there. It's going to have to be more like that. Let's try again. Yeah. That will fit in there, give us a bit of an angle on that. And then, yeah, this one here I'm going to change. I don't like that at all. And then we're going to have some of these other buildings around here as well. Let's continue that. In fact, we could just continue that straight down. That'll be fine. Up the side here. And then the other ones I want to use are Cedar Residence, which, I mean, I don't know. They're just a little bit posher, but look, could be the sort of places that you'd hire out if you were coming to spend, you know, a day at the football or something like that. I don't know, but they look like they could be posh, but not so posh blocks of flats. Does that make sense at all to anybody who's watching? It does to me. I think what we're going to do is we're going to grab that and we're going to connect this up. And then we're going to grab another one of these and pop them in next to it as well, because there's the room and that just fits perfectly. And now I'm wondering whether this tall building is too much for in here. We could just go with some of these instead. Yeah, let's take that out. We'll take that out and we'll just try a little something with these. We could fit, thank you very much for the warning, we could fit another slightly offset pair of those, although I'll move them over a little bit. Yeah, something like that. And in fact, I might just use even more. How many people do these hold out of interest? 42 households each. Okay, so they're not huge, but I'm liking the way these look. And then also we could upgrade this little road through in the middle with some parking. Not with that one, we can't. Something a little bit thinner. Actually, if we go with something like this, that's it. And then we can always move these back a bit so they fit. And then we could do a similar thing along the back here as well. Yeah, let's give that a go. I'm thinking we could just about get that in there. And then we could just delete some of these trees that are overlapping, like so. That one there, we've got that one there, a couple along here. They're not too bad, are they? Just on the path. Yeah, something like that to add a little bit of residence there. And oh, we might just see if we can fill this little spot here as well. What about that one? I mean, we could fit another one there, and then we could fit another one there. I think that would be absolutely perfect. They've got all the parking up there, so maybe, yeah, let's just upgrade another one of these so we get some extra parking. I'm going to say that one there and that one through there, and a bit of Move It mods, movie magic, and that'll be really good. A little bit of decorating with some trees, maybe like this. I think that looks really nice. I think that fits in really well. Hopefully beefs up the population and gives them all something to do. I mean, you could live here. You could spend your days at the market, getting the tram into town, coming over to the stadium, watching a footy match. What a lovely place to live. Out of interest, I'm wondering how many people are living here. So 538 households, or 1,147 residents. It's suddenly got to be a very busy place. Of course, I would like a name from you. to that we could name this area, which is fitting in with everything else that we've got tea related. We've been going for names of chocolates and sweets and candies and things like that you will get in the UK. So let me know in the comments below. I'm going to show you a few shots of the city now, and I'm going to tell you about my holiday that we've just had as a family to the Netherlands and how that's going to affect my channel as well. Ooh, are you intrigued? So yeah, we've just come back from a week's holiday to Amsterdam, which was, I say Amsterdam, to Holland. We went to Amsterdam for one of the days, but to the Netherlands, and it was absolutely brilliant. And there was so many things that I saw that I'm just thinking, I want to build a Dutch-style, European-style city and put these things in. The canals, the biking, just the way everything was made. I tell you what, I was soaking it all in. Photos of architecture, the way stuff's built. It was just such an amazing fun time. Really, really enjoyed it. The house we stayed in was beautiful, and yeah, just walking to and from the train station, it was like we were being overtaken by local Dutch people on their bikes, and they were thinking we were mad. What? They're walking? Why are they not on a bike like the rest of us? You know, I mean, we were like lugging our luggage around as well, but even a couple of times when we walked to the train station, I felt like I need to have a bike so I can bike there. That's, you know, if I lived there, absolutely, that's what I would do. Or as they say over there, absolute. We heard a few people say that, made us chuckle. And I'm sure they were laughing at our accents too. It's all in good fun. And yeah, just the way the bike networks were set out and all that sort of thing. There was a couple of things that I saw that I thought, I'm not quite sure I can do that in City Skylines 2. Obviously, bike lanes on the roads are okay. Bike lanes next to the roads, maybe if I can make them thin enough, then it's not going to affect any buildings that are then up against the roads as well. But it was just great. And I've been sort of looking through PDX Mods for a map that will help. I don't want to go straight for the one that's got the star fort on it. I'm sure you've seen that map. Infrastructurist has been building a fantastic city using that map. We actually went and saw the star fort, which was brilliant. It was like I'm walking around thinking, I feel like I've seen this place already. So yeah, whether I end up building my own star fort on whatever map I choose later on in the day, you know, we'll get to that point. But definitely canals, bike infrastructure, walking, lots of trains, very heavily European. That's what I'd like to do next. Just while I'm thinking of talking about doing another city, I had a few people ask about Tasmania. I've got to be honest, I struggled with Tasmania a lot. I was loading up the game. I don't know what it is. I think the scale of the size of the island that we were building on, because it was a new Tealand map, wasn't it, from City Skylines 1, just didn't quite seem right to me. So I'm building things, and it's like, if I built this on Tasmania, that would be the whole main island gone on one side, and it just didn't quite feel right to me. And every time I wanted to do a big expansion, it's like, I can't do a big expansion, it has to be small again. And I just really wasn't feeling it. I'm really sorry. So I think that series is going to end. Kettlewick is still carrying on. We've got loads of stuff going on there. But it's just made me realise to be really careful at what map I pick. So yeah, any suggestions for a good map that would work with canals, nice and flat because it's Holland. They do have a mountain there. They said it's about 232 meters high. That's the biggest thing in Holland or the Netherlands, you know. That's what the guy told me on the bus, the bus that was taking us to the place where they have all the tulips. Whether that's true or not, I think so. I didn't, you know, we took the train there. We went on the Eurostar, took the train there. Beautiful scenery all the way there, but yeah, the Netherlands, super flat there. But yeah, I'm really inspired by all the buildings and everything as well. Beautiful, beautiful country, amazing people, so laid back. I did some driving for a couple of days. We hired a car, and my brother-in-law drove as well. I have driven on the other side of the road before. It just takes a bit for your brain to kick in, and I know it sounds weird, but it did help having made like USA-based cities, ones where they're driving on the other side of the road from the UK. So I've already got that in my brain. So I went to sleep the night before thinking, so if I come to a roundabout, which way around do I go? And that sort of thing. But it was fine. And there was a couple of times where I maybe sort of pulled out when I shouldn't. But everyone drives just so calmly and safely. And it's just great. People let you in. It's like another way of life. I tell you, they're so laid back over there. Absolutely, absolutely loved it. It's brilliant. Beautiful part of the country. Yeah, went to Amsterdam, saw the tulip fields, did a canal tour around Amsterdam with a great guy there giving us all the history of all the buildings and stuff like that. Yeah, very, very good. Went to see some windmills as well, which was amazing. Whole load of windmills. There's a couple you can go in. It's a windmill museum. And they show you how it all worked and what it was like when people used to live in there. But there's like another 10 windmills. And what's going on with those? People are actually living in them. They're not working them, but they're living in them. And which I couldn't believe, right up against the canal in the middle of nowhere. Beautiful place to live. So yeah, I'm really excited about doing a European city. I don't know when it's going to start. Very soon, I would imagine. But when I find a map, when I can get some time to work that all out and all the rest of it. But Kettlewick, going nowhere. This is like one of my other main cities that I'm thoroughly enjoying, and they've got so many more things to do here. But I'm just inspired to do that. So hopefully you're here for that journey as well, and hopefully you've enjoyed everything you've seen in the expansion in Kettlewick today. I'm really pleased how it's all worked out in the new entertainment district and the traffic solutions that we employed to make it a success too. If you also enjoyed this episode, a like would be amazing of you, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Huge thank you as always to all of my patrons, and a shout out to my latest 3 new patrons, Rob, Mr. Hardy Cooper and Pyrax. Thank you for being with me today. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you all very soon for some more Kettlewick.